Hey, what's going on? Serrano here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's chilling right now, but if you're new to the crew, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get notified for more videos just like this. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. Now today we're going to be taking a look at 6 smartphones with notification lights, and one of the things about notification lights is that you don't have to worry about hearing your phone or waiting for it to vibrate. You could just look at it, and I think that's really cool because you get that notification light on the front, which is going to let you know exactly when a notification comes in on your device. Now these phones are good for business because let's say if you're in the middle of a meeting and you see the light go off versus it vibrating and making a noise or something like that. This will be pretty cool because it's more stealth and more professional. So I want to talk about the top 6 budget smartphones under $250 that you can pick up that have notification lights. So let's jump into the first one. Now the first phone we're going to talk about is the NFC, the Poco X3 from Poco, and this has NFC on board as well. When you open up the box, you get your charging brick and a case on the phone as well, so I thought that was really cool. It has like a nice pattern inside the phone. When you take this case off, it's a nice gel case, so that definitely protects it, gives it a lot of lip. You also do get this nice, it's kind of a glossy finish, just to be completely honest with you, and then the camera hump has some dirt inside of it. But other than that, it has a really unique camera set. It has a side-mounted fingerprint sensor, facial recognition as well, Android 10 on this guy. We also do have some really sweet software and performance on this thing. You do get a punch hole on the front as well as an app tray right on board. It does come with a lot of bloatware, but you can remove every single last piece of bloatware. This thing's optimized well. It does have a really snappy performance when it comes to just anything you pretty much do on here. Now the sweet thing is this thing does have dual speakers. It also does have 120 hertz refresh rate, 6 gigabytes of RAM, or 128 or 64 depending on which model you get. But it does get really snappy and the performance is really good as well. It has this Snapdragon 732G processing chip, so it's going to be a really good performer when it comes to gaming and things of that nature. You're not going to have to worry about, pretty much everything like that is really smooth when it comes to the performance. That 120 hertz refresh rate does look pretty clean. Everything that you're doing on here is really snappy as well. You can get to a lot of your apps no problem. Gorilla Glass 5 on the front, plastic frame as well on this guy, but we just have a ton of features. So this is the first device that I wanted to talk about. Now another device that I use a lot is the LG K50S, which came out about a year ago. You get a wall brick charging cable inside here as well, but I also did buy a case, so I do keep that on. This thing does have a military grade on it, so what it means is that it's they actually tested it for drops, waterproofing, things of that nature, to make sure that it could stand up a little bit better than most phones. 6.5-inch display, 194 grams of weight, so really solid feel in the hand. You could see the notification light at the top. Helio P20 processing chip with 3 gigabytes of RAM, so it's definitely pretty cool. You get facial ID on this guy as well. Has a fingerprint sensor on the back, so it does say we have to do the pattern since it's the first time unlocking it. Well, I just did the fingerprint, but let's just go into settings, check to see if we have that facial unlock on here. I think it's just the fingerprint, but yeah, just the fingerprint. But as far as the performance on this guy, it's actually one of the devices that is quicker to load up different apps and things like that, so you can definitely get to your games, you can get to your gallery really quickly. I like the phone speed on here, and it has a nice notification light, nice size on this device. But we also do get a 4,000 milliamp hour battery on this one, paired along with triple camera setup, which is pretty cool. It does have a wide angle lens, which lets you kind of mess around with that. but the display is actually 720 by 1520 HD plus, 259 for the PPI. So we get a solid array of buttons right here. We have the power button, volume rockers right here, Android 10 on this guy. We also have an assistant button right here where we can get to the Google really quickly. So I think that's definitely something that's pretty cool as well. But overall, this is a really solid device with the notification light, and it's about 140 right now. So I'll leave a cheap link down below for this guy. Now, another device that I really think is cool for the price is the ZTE Blade 8010 or the V20 Smart. So this guy is actually really cool. It has a quad camera setup, plastic finish on the back, so it just feels really smooth. No fingerprints, no scratches. They like put an enamel over top of it, sort of like how a tooth would have like enamel to protect it. So you can't get scratches on this guy whatsoever. It's just really protected. Overall, just really nice feel in the hand. 6.8 inches side mounted fingerprint sensor on this one. You get Android 10 coming out of the box. It does have all those cool features at the top. You know, screen recording, things like that. I think this thing even does have cast, where you can cast the screen. I have to double check that, but it has really sweet features on here. One of the crazy things is that this thing is really affordable, and it has a notification light. So if you were like in a meeting, you could definitely, it says right here, podcast. So there's no screencast on here, but it does have a ton of features on this guy. We also have power savings mode, night mode, screen recording, hotspot, Z pop, and a few other features on this thing. But as far as that camera, it's going to be really smooth. You also do get a side mounted fingerprint sensor on this guy, Type-C for charging, headphone jack on this one as well, microphone at the top. Definitely a really good performer when it comes to the processing chip, because we have 4 gigabytes of RAM with this one, but it's not going to be able to handle like Genshin Impact, because I was playing that game and it did get through the first 2 levels, but then there was a certain level where it started to freeze. So just keep that in mind, that it won't be able to handle like the best, but you can see we got that wide mode as well as autofocus on this guy. So I just really like this phone for the features that it has to offer at the price, and really good screen size when you're using it. Also a nice weight to it as well, 263 for the PPI, and the Power VR GE8322 with the 4 gigabytes coupled along with the 128 gigabytes of internal storage. That's pretty cool as well. So I really like the pattern on the back. Overall weight and size, it's just a really good phone for the value of the money that you'll be spending. Now this next phone is the Redmi Note 8 Pro. I think this is one of the best devices that was released when it first came out. Still pretty solid device as well. As far as this phone has a 6 gigabytes of RAM, so it's going to be a really powerful device. It also does have on here the Helio G90 for high gaming performance as well. So you're going to be able to play games like Fortnite on this guy as well. It has that quad camera setup as well, which is cool. It came out like 2019 in August. So as far as the water resistance, it's an IP52. It also does have a 19 by 5.9 aspect ratio fingerprint on the back right next to the camera module. The volume rockers right here and the power button beneath it. Also, this thing has 394 pixels per inch, so when you're browsing social media and stuff like that, it does have that 60 frames 60 hertz refresh rate, but it still feels really smooth when you're looking at things and browsing the screen. Everything seems to flow really smoothly, so I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Let's see, we have some highlights here that we could just take a look at real quick, but the single firing speaker on the bottom, nothing too crazy, but a really solid performer, even records in 4K and Pro video mode as well. Inside the bundle, you are greeted with a really nice white box with your charging brick that it's going to charge really quick. I think it's going to be something like 30 watts or something like that. but you're also going to be getting really good cameras with this guy. Fast charging. It's actually an 18 watts fast charger that it is supported with, and it also does include the 5 gigahertz network, as well as that notification light NFC on board, as well as a full HD display, which looks really nice for viewing content. So I definitely think that's pretty cool, and you know, I definitely think this is still worth it after you know, 1 year or so, or 2 years. Now this is the Blackvue A80 Pro, and this is a really solid device. I was really surprised. I do get a case with this guy, headphones, charging brick, as well as an adapter. They also do give you the notification light right there on the top left hand corner. 6.49 full it's just the HD plus display, but 180 grams of weight, a satin finish on the back, which feels really good. Doesn't really need any to be wiped down, because it's just got that matte finish. Helio P25 on this guy. Rear sensor on here with a double camera on the back, and 2 auxiliary cameras. We also do have that 13 megapixel main camera. The other 2 cameras are one's for portrait and one's for like light sensor and things of that nature. Now we do have 265 pixels per inch on this guy, 19:9 aspect ratio. Now it doesn't have an app tray, but it has a notification light, has a really solid performance on this thing. So pretty much anything that I was doing on here, I really enjoyed it. Really narrow phone to use in one hand with that satin finish, SD card expansion, Type-C for charging, single firing speaker. You know, the phone does feel really good in the hand, and I just updated it to Android. Even though this thing has, let me just show you my security update on here. It's like April 2021, which is crazy. So this thing also does tout Android 10 after a year of use. So I definitely think that's pretty cool. But apps open on this thing like a cinch. You know, you will see that if depending on your Wi-Fi and things of that nature, but everything on here is smooth as butter. I can't complain about it whatsoever, and it does have really good photos for the front and rear. So for the rear, we have that 13 megapixel camera, like I said, paired along with the 2 megapixel and the other 0.3 cameras that are like light for light and things of that nature. On the front, we have the 8 megapixel, but it just overall, if you look at this shot that I took of like this flower, you could just kind of see the detail that we were getting. It just looks really good. So really good colors, really good detail. This thing took a ton of beautiful pictures over and over again. I really just enjoyed using it, you know, throughout the time that I've been having it. And like I said, it's going to be good for photography. It's going to be good for, you know, if you take this on a trip and you take photos with it, you're going to be pretty happy about it, because it's going to offer a really good experience, like I said before. So, you know, solid phone for the price and the money. Overall, it's still got the April 12th update, which a lot of my other phones don't have yet. So I really think that's pretty cool about this device, as well as the notification light. Now, the last phone I want to talk about is the Huawei Y7 2019. And I just really enjoy using this phone as well. It's got this really cool case where you could pop that out. I want personality, not trivial, it says right here. So I just enjoy using this phone as well. It comes in at a really good price as well. We have 3 gigabytes of RAM coupled with the 32 gigabytes of internal storage, Snapdragon 450 with a 6.26 inch display, 168 grams of weight with dual cameras on the back as well. It's a 13 on the back, 16 on the front, with Pro mode on the video. So I think that's pretty cool. You also do get the Play Store, as you can see on here. So you definitely get the Google Play Store on here. It also does have 4G LTE, as well as the regular Wi-Fi. You can theme it out in many ways with the theme store, that it does have to offer 3000 milliamp hour battery on this guy as well. We do have some updates on this thing too, just for that, so you can note that it does get updates. 720 by 15 by 1520 display. It's a HD plus display with 269 pixels per inch. So you can get these free themes on here. It does depending on your Wi-Fi connection, it will load quicker. But you know, you can see you have a ton of themes to choose from in the marketplace on the theme store that they offer on this phone exclusively. Just a solid phone overall. You do get the app tray on here, so depending on what you like doing, you can definitely get to everything that you want to really quickly on this thing. So I definitely like using it for the overall day-to-day. Has plastic build on the back, volume rockers up top, and your power button here with the micro SD and headphone jack at the top. Single firing speaker on this guy. But overall, you know, it's just a really solid performer even up till today. I really like this device for right now. This is a Qualcomm Adreno Snapdragon, you know, Qualcomm for the graphics, Snapdragon for the processor. Some decent security updates on this guy, nothing too crazy. But you know, it still holds up really well, and it's one of Huawei's better phones that came out, you know, before the you know what I'm saying, before everything happened. But the speakers on here are pretty decent as well. This thing also does give you the LTE and things of that nature. So decent speakers on here. You also do get Huawei Share, which works really good with my other Huawei phones. I haven't had any issues with it. So I definitely like this device for the price, and it has that notification light. But let me know what you guys think about these 6 phones overall, and I'll get right back with you. But hit the like button on your way out to show your support and appreciation, and make sure you subscribe and get notified for more videos just like this, and I'll get right back with you later, crew. I'll check you in the comment section. Peace.